Hi from me, Bernie B and Metal Paints. In today's video, I'm going to be painting some paving around my home because the paving is just looking dull and grimy, dirty, black and green mold. So I'm going to clean it up with some sugar soap, and once clean, I'm going to prime it and paint it with 2 coats of metals, roof and paving paint. Now, the roof and paving paint provides protection, durability. It's aesthetically pleasing because the paving is going to look like new. So just cleaning, priming it appropriately and painting it with 2 coats, we're going to get the perfect finish. So join me as we attempt this project of painting some paving.
Metals Professional Trade Roof and Paving Paint is a dual-purpose quality paint which can be applied to roof and paving, and it has a semi-sheen finish. Take note, you can also use the product on concrete windowsills, garden pots and any prime metal and wooden surfaces. Just a note, when using it as a paving product, it's mainly suitable for foot traffic only. So please don't use this product in areas where vehicles are going to drive or park on. So a combination of Hamilton's classic roller, which is a nice thick pile roller, it'll get in between the bricks quite nicely, and the waterproofing brush to apply the product in areas where the roller can't get to. So those two in combination, it's really going to work well. And we have the sugar soap for a general clean of the paving before we even start, and the plaster bond will be a thin primer coat that we apply to the bricks before we start applying our roof and paving paint. So first up, let's get this surface that we want to paint absolutely clean. Remember, preparation important. So we're adding some sugar soap to clean water and we're going to give it a scrub. If you do have a serious mold and fungi problem that's quite excessive, there are mold and fungi cleaners for paving. Some people also wash with a mild acid solution, but whatever solution, whether it be sugar soap or one of these cleaners, make sure you remove all the residue with a good rinse afterwards. So the paving has been rinsed and it's dry. Importantly, please let your brickwork dry before applying your primer coat. And this is such a great idea from Metal to use a product called Plaster Bond. It's a primer coat for the brick paving. What it does, it blocks the pores and the porosity of the brick, so your top coat's going to go further and you're going to have good adhesion. Also, a roller pole, extension pole, is a must-have when you're doing paving. You're rolling, you don't want to roll without that on your hands and knees and holding the roller. This just allows you to roll the area a lot easier and quicker. So I'm priming the entire area that I'm going to paint with the paving paint with, first of all, 1 coat of the plaster bond. We let that dry for at least 3 to 4 hours before we apply 2 coats of our paving paint. And with the paving paint also, that will be 4 hours minimum between the coats. So I've left a definite line there so we can compare later the paving before we paint it and this paving that we're going to paint. And while the plaster bond dries, you need to wash your roller and brushes, and you wash them under the tap. And also, when you're done with the paving paint, the roof and paving paint that is, it's also water-based. So everything's water-based, easy to clean your equipment. Leave it to hang somewhere until you're ready to go to the next application coat. An important tool, please make sure you always have a proper paint stirrer on site when you are working with paint so it's well stirred. I'm doing all the cutting in with the Hamilton waterproofing brush where the roller is not going to get in. So all that cutting's done now. I'm using Hamilton's classic roller. It's got a nice thick pile so it gets in the grooves of those bricks. But what I do is I roll in one direction of the bricks and then I turn around and cross hatch and I force the paint in the grooves between the bricks, and it works quite well. So in one direction and then turn and roll in the other. Remember, this product has excellent hiding power and it's available in 5 standard colors. I'm using terracotta. Your spread rate 4 to 6 squares per liter per coat, and you always apply 2 final coats. Remember, maintenance. Eventually you will need to repaint, especially in high traffic areas or because of harsh weather. So 4 hours later or the next day we can apply our second coat, and then we are done with this project, and then we'll take a look at the final results. So let's get this first coat done. Second coat applied by brush, and I don't mean the whole paving, I mean cutting in, painting stairs where roller can't get in. And yes, it is a little time consuming to do all the cutting in first, but at least then the rolling goes quick and it's going to be neat and tidy. So do all your cutting in with your paintbrush. Roll your second coat, nice and thin second coat. Don't try to roll your coats too thick, because that's when you have a problem with paint peeling at a later stage. So our second coat applied, that was the bricks before, and look at that. Just looks like a brand new area, a definite upgrade. It seems like the rest of the paving will have to be done. That's it from me, Bernie B and Metal Paints.